Okay, Gemini. Hey, how's it going? Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to be with me for your tarot reading. It truly means a lot to me. I know that there's a lot of other people that read tarot out there, and all of us have our own different styles and ways of reading the cards, and so I think what's really important is making sure that we get a connection with the right person. And granted, you could actually be getting readings from a lot of other people, and that's totally fine. What I do find, though, is that getting good monthly readings is more appropriate in my mind than getting too much, because you could overload yourself with information and then become overwhelmed in the long run. So to begin, my name is Katie. Thank you so much for joining me today on my channel. Today I will be giving you a reading for the last week of February, and then from now on I will be doing monthly readings beginning at the beginning of the month, and so check back in pretty much a week from now in the beginning of March for those videos. So this will be a general reading for all Gemini personalities out there, and when I say general reading, I really do mean general reading. You're going to get a good synopsis on what's going to be happening in your week, things that have been challenging you in the past, and some really good positive tips and suggestions on how to deal with them for now. If you are interested in a more personal reading, please check out my website, blissfully.com, and I would be happy to meet with you online via phone or Skype or whatever. I can also do recorded videos or send you just a simple email with a personal reading just for you. Also, if you're in the Phoenix area, I love to do events and parties and get to meet new faces and do readings for your guests, that kind of thing. So all of that information is all on my website. You can learn more about me as a person there as well. Alright, so I think we're ready to go ahead and get started. I've been shuffling my deck, well, this whole time that I was doing the video, but and so we should get a good fresh shuffle for you guys. The deck that I'm using is a Victorian fairy deck. I forget the name of the person who created it, but I found it at Barnes & Noble, which is funny. But, I've always found that the best way to feel a connection with cards is to just go and touch them and look through them and see if it feels like something that you can perceive easily. So that's why I chose these. So I'm going to go ahead and lay out your cards. And I'm also going to post a picture of this spread on my Instagram account, blissfullyliving13. Please feel free to pause the video if you want to, so that you can go grab that photo and then look at it side by side with this video. Because I try to be really good about showing you the card as I'm reading it, but sometimes I get lost in the moment and forget. So I do that to make up for the fact if I forget to do so. All right. So the first card that I have for you is the Empress. The Empress is related very much so to motherly leadership, motherly love. You can see in this card that she has a very regal, noble posture with her 4 children surrounding her. So what I'm getting from this card for you, Gemini, is that you're definitely taking a stand for yourself in this last month of February, and it seems like you're definitely exuding confidence and a sense of leadership that may be coming naturally to you. I know that you are very, very smart and very good at the way that you communicate with others, and so this is probably a very good, confident place for you to be in right now. What's crossing you, however, is the Two of Winter, and you can see here that these are 2 men that are about to, what's the I forget, there's a term for this, right? But it's a shoot off or something. With two crows watching them, and they're fairies, by the way. And so seeing this crossing your Empress card is telling me that you're actually probably needing to take a stand, specifically because of a situation that you've been experiencing recently, maybe with another person in particular. It could be yourself, given the fact that this is a winter card, meaning that there are very much so kind of mind games being played, even, is what I'm getting, with another person. And typically when you get this card, the only way to get past the situation is to just go through it. Meaning, you're going to probably have to sit down and have a conversation with this person, or you may find that you need to be the better person and just step away from the situation altogether, that kind of thing. So let's keep looking at the cards and seeing how they are all relating to one another. Okay, so your as above card, and my spread for me, what this meaning is, this is what's on the forefront of your mind. This is constantly what you're thinking about, what you're planning on, what is constantly going through your mind. And this is the Knight of Winter, and you can see his posture here is very forward, very direct, very persistent, and it's almost as if he's going off into battle. And he has a bear, which is that a bear? Or is it? No, sorry. It looks like a badger, but still, it's very persistent kind of reaction to whatever the situation is going on. So it definitely seems like you're really taking a stand for yourself right now. And I'm not sure yet if I would suggest that you change it. I want to see how the cards play out, but this is definitely painting a picture for me to understand what's going on. In your subconscious, in your as below section, you've got the Conjurer, which is he's the second card in the Major Arcana, and he is the person who is the master of all of the elements. He is very much so similar to the Magician in the Rider and Waite deck, and kind of like a jack of all trades. And he, and it seems like what's going on is you're almost preparing yourself, or you're getting good at something, or you're maybe even guarding yourself from this situation so as not to let it to hurt you. And so instead of just sitting there and guarding yourself, you're really taking the forefront, you're taking the offense. And by doing this, you're getting good at your jack of trades, you're getting good at all of the things that you do know to help combat this situation. Recently in the past, things were pretty different for you. You had the Queen of Spring, and she is a lady of charisma and passion and dance, and she's not necessarily viewing the world with so much rationality as it seems like you are now, and so it definitely feels like there's a huge emotional shift going on for you lately, and rather than just viewing the world in color and doing things that feel most passionate to you, I think that there's been this problem in particular has kind of jolted you a little bit and has made you feel like, all right, well, I don't like what's going on now, so it's time for me to deal with it and just get rid of it. So I see for you, much like the Empress, maybe you have children, maybe you have people that you are dependent on. You've got the Ten of Autumn as your card. And this card is you're taking care of others. You're creating a physical, material space of security for other people. You may have children that are dependent on you. You may have animals that are dependent on you. You may have friends that you feel that you are responsible for. And, well, actually, what I also could be seeing is that possibly a friend that you feel responsible for is the person that you're having the issue with, maybe. And what you might end up doing instead is to just give them the love that they need in order for them to get past this problem that they're having. Friends and family are going through a good period. They're going through the Herald of Summer, so the Herald represents, I forget what it is in Rider-Waite, but it's the one right before the night. And so they're starting to follow their passions much more. They're working on pursuing things that are what make them happy. And they might not necessarily be the right people to lean on at the moment, simply because it seems like they're going down their own personal path and that it's just beginning. So what I would focus on is resolving this situation with this person or this issue that you're going with, and leaving everybody else out of it, because what's most important right now is just making sure that this resolution is dealt with. And by bringing in more people, you're just going to confuse the situation more and probably also make them upset because they're focusing on their own things right now. So your hopes card is the Knight of Spring, and this is a really good card in terms of going on a journey, being on the offense, much like your Knight of Winter card. I think that this is how you would like the situation to play out, is you would like things to be resolved in not necessarily a mature way, because usually the Knight represents not complete, close to maturity, but he's still on the adolescent side, like he's still kind of a teenager. So I think that's how you see the situation playing out, is by you going through this journey together with this person, and rather than playing the offense, playing the mind games with them, just spread the love and let them, respond the way that they will. And depending on their response will tell you, whether or not this will actually end up being a good situation for you to stay in. If they choose to respond in an aggressive manner, or maybe in a way that is not agreeable to you, it might be a sign that it would be time to move on to different endeavors. So that makes sense with your Fears card. Your Fears card is the King of Winter, and it relates a lot to the other winter cards that you were getting. Your crossing card is the Two of Winter, and what's on your forefront of your mind is gotta get this in the frame, is the Knight of Winter. And so it definitely feels like you're having some mental fear about this, like you're thinking about this a lot. This is on your mind. And I know that you want it to end well, and as I had said before, it's most important to make sure that you resolve the situation in the way that you would like for them to reach out to you. So if you would much rather the situation be resolved with love, then do that, and then see how they respond. Like I said before, depending on their response, it might just be time to move on, and that's okay, because we learn throughout life that we go through a bit of a clearing in terms of the people that we welcome into our lives. And sometimes as we're moving higher and higher on our path, or farther and farther on our path, some people aren't quite there yet. And it's not your responsibility to slow down for them to make sure that you can have a good relationship in the long run. You need to make sure that you are on the path that makes you the happiest. And if they're not able to keep up, then they should no longer be in your life. Your final card, okay, I think this is going to end well for you. It's, you've got the Fairy Bride. as your final card, and she's like the Empress. She represents love, fertility, happiness, even marriage, and it relates very well to the rest of the way that this spread has been going. So just continue with what I had said before. Go back to how you felt as the Queen of Spring. You don't have to put up your guard so much. You don't have to be as much on the offense as you think you need to be on right now. You don't have to have that brick wall up in order to protect you. Spread the love. Keep giving the love, and let that be your form of leadership rather than being aggressive towards people, because that is going to be the way that you will win this battle. And it sounds like things will resolve with this situation or this person for the better, but I would say only if you follow the suggestions that I gave you. So that was a really good reading for you guys, Gemini. I'm so happy that you chose to be with me today to get your general reading. As I had said before, if you're interested in getting a more specific reading specifically for you, please reach out to me. I've got all my links to all my social media in the description box below. I would love to get to know you and spend time with you exploring the tarot. So thank you so much for joining me, and have a wonderful day.